Hello everybody, Thomas here, Free Range Art Farm. Today I'm going to kind of do an unboxing and a build video of the Flow Hive beehive. If you haven't ever heard of it, I'll put a link down below. If you want to check it out, feel free. I'm not affiliated with them, I don't get any money back, so that's all on you if you want to go check them out. It's an interesting concept where you don't need to buy all the honey extraction equipment to get the honey from your supers, or at least from the one super that has the flow frames in it. Some patented technology that of course the Chinese have stolen and reproduced, so you can get cheap reproductions off of the internet. I don't think they'll work as well, but I don't know. I have no experience with them. I also have no experience with these. I'm a brand new beekeeper. This is what we decided to buy, hoping that the process of keeping bees, the byproduct of keeping bees alive and helping our environment, is that we can hopefully harvest some honey. My wife and I, wanted to find a way to harvest the honey that was as least damaging and intrusive to the bees as possible, and also kind of easiest for us. We aren't in this to make any money necessarily. It would be nice to get some honey for ourselves. It would be nice to have a little bit of extra honey to sell. So we chose the Flow Hives just because all of that extra honey extraction equipment that you need, we don't need to get. It doesn't take up any space. These just sit out in the apiary, and when it's time to harvest honey, I'll show you real quick. So these are the frames. This is the equivalent of an 8-frame Langstroth, and you get 6 frames in this. They also have an option that has 7 frames, and that is compatible with a 10-frame Langstroth. So this is a plastic frame that has honeycomb, and the bees will fill it with honey, and they'll cap it, and when it's fully capped, you take off a little plastic thing up here. Well, you take off the covers that I've already taken off. Take off the little cap down here. You put this tube in a particular way to orient it, and you take this key and you turn it, and what that does is it offsets the honeycomb in here, so that instead of it being a comb, it is offset from each other, and then the honey just kind of flows right down the middle. And you see how these are angled slightly down? The honey just flows right down the middle and comes pouring out this and straight into whatever jar you have underneath. You can get, I believe, a little over a half gallon out of each frame. So 1, 2, 3, we should get 3 gallons of honey once these are full. And that's not too bad. And again, we just turn the key, the honey flows out, and on a warm day it'll flow faster than on a cooler day. When you're done, you take this key, it's a big long key, you move it up a little higher into the top, you turn it once again, and it closes the honeycomb. Let me see if I can show you. So you can see how the honeycomb, everything is essentially in the comb. There's a little bit of a gap that the bees will fill in with their wax, and they cap it, and you have this observation window so you can see how well they're doing. They usually fill from the center to the outside, so once this is capped, you can be relatively sure that the frames in the middle are also fully drawn and capped. And so let's see if we can catch. I'm going to turn the little key, and you can see how all the frames, all the honeycomb separated, and now the honey is just going to flow right down and come pouring out of this little area. So that seems wicked easy, doesn't it? That is what I'm hoping. I'm going to try and fix this. So I'm hoping it's nice and easy, and then we can just get some honey pretty easily from our bees when it comes time to get that. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to do an unboxing of what I got from the Flow Hive people. These are the 2 boxes for the second hive that I have. This box just has these frames in it. So this is all the assembly material to build the hives. Now, depending on where you are, we live in Northern Virginia. Depending on where you are, this is nowhere near enough hive to support your colony. You need at least a couple of brood boxes, maybe, and a couple of other, at least the super. So we did buy a couple of other 8-frame Langstroth boxes to have a second box below the honey super to give our bees more resources so they can overwinter. You may or may not have to do that where you live. Check with your local beekeepers on that. All right, so I will get set up and we'll bust into this box and talk about what we find. Okay, so we got the box open and we've got a few pieces of just some assembly guide, a little bit of a congratulations. I have 2 of these because I think I put the one from the other hive in here. There's some packing material. It's got a bunch of interesting little fun facts about bees and whatnot. Oh, as a side note, the Flow Hive is an Australian product, and it's made out of locally sourced Australian. I think this is a cedar, whatever kind of cedar grows in Australia. So there's that. Now we've got a bunch of different parts. This is the landing board for the bees. Let me move this over here. I think that's the landing board. Oh no, I think this is part of the roof. Because here's the roof. There we go. So the roof is it's just 2 pieces. You just put it on like that, and that's done. And this is the top of the roof. These are the gable ends for the roof. They give you frames. Obviously, you have to assemble them. They give you, I believe, 10 frames, so there's 5 in this package. 5 in this package, and you'll see how well they have this box laid out when I bring everything out and none of it fits. I don't remember what's in this. These are little shelves that you can use. You saw in the video earlier where I had kind of a landing board, not a landing board, but a place to set your jars when you're extracting the honey. These just kind of hook on. There's some metal pieces. I'll show you. This is a finished one. So this just hooks onto a screw, and it hangs on the side of the hive. You can use this on the back to put the board that you pull off to get access to the flow frames. You can also put it on the side of the long side of the hive, and you can hang your frames off of these. You can hang at least 2 frames, or 3 if you set them up here. So that's what these guys are. Let's see, what is in this? These are just parts for the legs. And I bought the kit that comes with the base, a stand. So these are part of the legs for the stand. This is just a little spacer block that you use to make sure you have the right amount of overhang for the roof, for the gables. So this is just a spacer to use for that. Then this, it's kind of cool. They have it all laser etched. There's a 3 here, and there'll be a 3 on another piece that matches up with this. This tells you this is the base. There's a 4 over here. So it's really well numbered. Easier than IKEA. This is another board that you use to get access to the frames where you slide the key in to turn the frames. So this is something that will come in and out every time you go to extract honey. This is a little thing that you can turn so that it locks those two removable boards. This actually goes this way. This and then the other plate, so you can see the hives and the Flow Hive frames, so you can extract the honey down. So anyway, that's what that is. A little key. Let's see what is inside of this. This is a nice stainless steel vent for the very bottom of the hive, and inside of here is a plastic drawer that's like your mite guard, your mite catch, so that'll catch any mites and whatever that drops down through this. You can pull that drawer out entirely to have more ventilation, and so there's just this, or there's that drawer. Let me show you. This is the plastic drawer, and this will fit in on the landing board above that, and the mites and whatever will fall down in here. You can put like little stickum stuff or however you want to do that down in this thing. So we'll set this off to the side. A little more newspaper. Here's your little top board. Queen excluder, it's plastic. You can get an upgraded one if you want. Just remember, these are for 8-frame Langstroths. Some people choose to not use a queen excluder, which we might just do that. We'll see how that goes. A little more newspaper. And then we have, this is one side here, and this is the other piece that comes out. So you've got a setup somewhat like this, and then this piece is held in here, and you'll twist this, you can take this out, and you can take this out to get access to your flow frames. And you notice this also has a 9 and an 8. This is just sort of obvious where that goes. Here's base, and it says number 4. So this is base number 4, so I know that these two pieces go together. And you can see it's a great fit. These are all laser cut pieces of wood, so the tolerances are really, really good. And that's why this is all burned here, because it's laser cut. They've got on this base, so this is 2 and 3. This goes on the outside. They have a level here that is angled, so you can have your Flow Hive leveled in a way such that it'll be pointing backward toward the drains for the flow frames themselves. So when you're extracting the honey, it'll flow, let gravity have it flow. So this is one of the sides. This is for the brood box. I know that because it says brood. Oh, this is broken. That's not a big deal. We'll glue that and fix that. This is for the super. So this is where the flow frames, I'll say that right one of these times. That's where the flow frames go. This is one of the sides for the super. There's the observation window cover is here. This is the other side for the super, the other observation cover. The side for this brood box. And this should be the other side for the other side of the brood box. There's that. These are for, this should be for the stand. This is the landing board for the little girls, and you can see it's angled just slightly down so the rain won't collect and go into the hive. So if any rain hits it, it should run out away from the hive. This is part of the super that goes... I'm wrong. I don't know what this is. We'll find out when I assemble it. This is a level so you can level left and right. The other one is the front back level. So is that pitch and yaw? I don't know, you pilots tell me. Oh, they also give you a little veil, a Flow branded bee veil, but I don't think I would wear just this because it kind of droops down, and I'd wear another hat underneath so this stays away from my face. But that comes with it. And then here is the hardware for the legs. So that is everything. So I just wanted to take a minute to talk about this one piece. You'll see in the time lapse that I really struggled with the fitment of this piece. The other Flow Hive that I built, I had no problems. Everything fit perfectly well together. I think this is not cedar. I ordered cedar, but I feel like this piece, it just doesn't look like the cedar. You can see how tight this grain is on all of this. And this is a much wider grain. So I feel like they put the wrong panel in. Now I've managed to get it to fit. I think it's going to be fine. We're going to paint this anyway, so I'm not super concerned with it. But I did want to point out that this was the wrong piece. I believe this is the wrong piece. And also the other Flow Hive, I was missing the screws to go and secure the plexiglass for the observation. I wasn't missing all of them, I just was missing about half. So I went out and I bought, I just went to Home Depot and bought some screws to finish this off. But it's starting to get dark, so I think I'm going to pick this up tomorrow. But I just wanted to talk about how this was a very tight fit. You can see those little remnants of wood. But I lined this up 6 to the 6. That says super. This is super, so these are the right pieces. And it doesn't quite, it's a little tight. There's some space up there. There's a little gap down here, which just doesn't exist. And there's a gap there, you know. There's just gaps here, here, and here that were not on this box when I built it. You can see this is that piece. on the other Flow Hive, and you can see just how tight the fitment is. There's no gaps here. These were cut from probably from the same board. If I flip this out, it might match the grain on this. At least that's what it looks like, which is pretty awesome. So very tight fitment, which I'm not experiencing with this piece in particular. So we'll see how the rest of this goes together. But that is going to be for another day. Like I said, it's just starting to get dark. It might not look like that on the camera because they adjust for all the lighting. But I'm going to call it a day. So when I come back and I have a different t-shirt on, well, if I don't have a different t-shirt on, then I've got some explaining to do. So we'll catch you tomorrow. See, that didn't take very long at all for you guys. Okay, day 2 on the, what am I doing? Building a beehive. So roll that beautiful beehive footage. That's funny. So the flow hives are all assembled. and ready to be painted. We have a second brood box that we bought from a local beekeeper. That's the one in the middle. It's just a little bit longer than these boxes, but in the end it'll be fine. You can see the handle's a little different. It's got handles on the front and the sides. Flow Hives just have handles on the ends. That will be okay. Not everything has to match. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video putting together the Flow Hives, and thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next time. Oh, I'm in the dark. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next time.